What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and I'm here with the week's hottest topics, you guys. This has been the week from hell, to say the least. Damn, I didn't take my notes. I'm gonna have to stop this and take my notes and move them to my other phone. But this is the week's hottest topics. This is the week of January 3rd through January the 8th, you guys. So we got a lot to unpack. I would say to you guys, sit back. If you got a snack, get a snack, because we're gonna probably be on this video for a while, you guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and just start talking about what's trending this week. And it's a lot, but let's get into it, you guys. All right, you guys, so we're going to talk about politics, and that's probably going to be the big bulk of this video. So before we even get into the craziness that happened yesterday at the Capitol, let's start with something very positive in the world of politics. So you guys know that on Tuesday, it was the Senate, well, actually, the runoff has been going on since, you know, they started early voting back in December for the Georgia runoff in Georgia for the Senate. You know, it was Kelly Loeffler, David Perdue against Jon Ossoff and Raphael Warnock. So, you know, everybody has been, you know, urging, you know, Georgians to get out and vote. You know, I saw Portia, you know, she's been, you know, really going hard at it. Roxanne Forrest, well, it's Rox now. She's been, you know, talking about it as well. A lot of people have been talking about this Georgia election. So the election happened on Tuesday. They started counting the votes, and you know, I know at one point Loeffler and Perdue were ahead of Ossoff and Warnock, but then at one point, you know, it kept going back and forth. So 1 minute, you know, David Perdue and, you know, like I said, Kelly Loeffler, they were in the lead. But then you look another few minutes, then Jon Ossoff and Raphael Warnock were in the lead. And eventually at one point I was just like, oh my God, I can't sit here and continue to watch this like I did with the president. I'm not gonna do to myself what I did with the presidential election. I just have to tell myself, whatever happens, it happens. Although I didn't want the, you know, the Republicans to be in control of the Senate, because I mean, look at what Mitch McConnell has done. You know who wanted a $2,000 check, and Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi was okay with that, so it passed in the House, but it got to Mitch McConnell, who turkey necked Mitch McConnell, who killed it. So that was that. So, you know, that's why I was like, I don't want this to sit. I don't want the Senate to be controlled by the Republicans, because the Republicans are proving that they only care about themselves and their aspirations and their political aspirations, and what you just care about themselves. So I went to sleep. I didn't go to sleep until about midnight, I think, midnight or 1 o'clock on Tuesday, because I did the review for the haves and the have-nots, and I uploaded that video. So after that, I went to sleep. Well, not after that. I was still, because I had my television on CNN in my bedroom and in my living room for some odd reason. So actually, I don't know why, because I was in the living room at one point, and then I went to my room and I didn't turn my TV off in my living room. So I was sitting on CNN, and you know, Chris Cuomo and Don Lemon, they were on, and they were talking about the election. And at one point they were able to say, you know, because at one point the election was too close to call, which it really was, really close at one point. So they called, you know, Raphael Warnock as the, you know, he got his Senate seat. So I was like, okay, we got that one. But at that point, it was still looking like David Perdue was going to beat Jon Ossoff. I'm like, oh, fuck, we are screwed. So I went to sleep. I was like, you know what? Again, whatever happens. You know, I was like, I would prefer it if Ossoff wins, but if Ossoff doesn't win, we'll pick ourselves up and we will keep it pushing. So wake up Wednesday morning and the numbers are still about the same, but at one point it flipped and John Ossoff was in the lead. I was like, oh God, he's in the lead. I'm like, are we really is Georgia about to turn blue? And then, at that time they were talking about, what was going to happen at the Capitol with, Mike Pence, him officially, calling the electoral votes for Joe Biden as president of the United States. And then that was when all hell decided to break loose. Because the night before, I was on Twitter and I saw a lot of his supporters were on their way to, to DC for a rally that he was having. I was like, oh my God, this is gonna get bad. I didn't expect what happened to happen. Actually, and let's backtrack just a little bit because I was watching on the news Sunday. I was watching, on Sundays I watch Meet the Press with Chuck Todd on NBC. So Chuck Todd was talking to Dr. Fauci. He was talking to one senator. I can't remember what his name was, but the man was just sitting there bold-faced lying for who. It just doesn't make any sense to me. The way that these Republicans can just sit and lie for this man. It's like they throw out all kind of reason when it comes to him, but I know why they do it. I do know why they do it. Because I can't even say I don't understand why they do it. I know why they do it. They do it because they don't want to feel the wrath of him, which I don't know why anybody would be afraid of him. He has Twitter fingers. That's all he has. And then, his band of his cult followers, they are the same way. They just talk shit on social media. They can't back anything up. So I know that they feel that, but then I know also some of the Republican senators have political aspirations of running for president. So if they stand behind who, then guess what happens with them? Who supporters have their back. We'll talk about that in just a minute. Two in particular, we will definitely talk about that in just a second. So on Sunday on Meet the Press, Chuck Todd, it's actually been all over everywhere. Everybody has been playing that recording of who when he called the Secretary of State down there in Georgia. He's still spewing these bullshit ass lies about the fact that the election was stolen from him. The election was not stolen from you, stupid ass. The American people, they got out there, they voted, we made our voices heard that we wanted you out of office. You need to accept that. I don't know what is so hard for him to accept. And again, I'm gonna talk about this in just a minute. So yeah, he was talking about I need 11,768 votes. I think that's what he said he needed to win. No, you lost. Like, accept it. You have lost. Every court case you've had, it's been thrown out because you have no proof. And even when you argue with his band of cult followers on social media, when you ask them for proof that the election was fraudulent, they can't give you anything. They want to tell you, do your own research or stop listening to the mainstream media. If I don't listen to the media, who am I going to listen to? That crackerjack asshole? I think the fuck not. He lies. Like, I don't know how they don't get it. He doesn't care about you guys. All he cares about is himself and being in power. So he was doing that. So then let's just move over to what happened yesterday. So like I said, he was at the rally. Junior was threatening some of the Republicans if they don't stand behind who, that he would be visiting their backyards pretty soon. Junior, if you were in my backyard, I would shoot you because you would be trespassing. Just know that. And then the other dummy, Eric, the whole family is ridiculous, to keep it real with you guys. The whole family, they're stupid, they're ignorant. They gotta go, starting with the head of the snake and work its way on down. So they were having that rally yesterday, and then he sat there and told his cult followers to march to the Capitol. I don't know what they expected to do when they got to the Capitol. And then he's also talking about if Mike Pence doesn't do, what he needs to do, I probably won't like him that much. And everybody on every news outlet has been saying this whole entire week, Mike Pence's role is just basically ceremonial. He has no power. He can't overturn the election. So I guess that's what he wanted him to do, overturn the election for him to win. You didn't win. And if that was a case and something like that could happen, why then, if this, the vice president can overturn what the people of the United States have said, why didn't Joe Biden, overturn your election when Hillary Clinton won? Because the people of the United States actually, we might not have been happy with Hillary, but we would have preferred, we wanted Hillary over you, who actually won the popular vote that year. So yeah. I was on Twitter yesterday, pretty much the whole day. And I was watching the news because I was watching it, when the senators were, when the Congress was in, trying to, certify these damn votes. And then they were certifying Arizona's vote, and one senator got up. I don't remember what his name was, but then my senator from Texas got his extra special stupid ass up there and spewing this bullshit nonsense about the fraud. I'm just like, oh my God, you are an idiot. And I get it. He wants to, like I said a few minutes ago, what he wants is for, who supporters to have, they be like, oh, you had, who's back. If you run, if who doesn't run for president in 2024 and you try to run, we got your back. Just like that other Senator Josh Hawley. And the crazy thing is, you guys are contesting votes that were not in your state. And that's the other thing that's irritating as fuck to me. How is it that the votes were fraudulent in the states that he lost, but in the states that he won, they weren't fraudulent? And there was one case of fraud. I will say that there was one case of fraud, and that man was arrested. And guess what? He wasn't a Democrat. He was a who supporter. So what the man did was, he had already voted for who, and he tried to vote for his mother. But guess what? His mother is deceased. So that was the one case of fraud that happened. But they won't mention, the funny thing is, they won't mention that case. They won't mention that one. And it's so interesting. It's so stupid to me. So back to what happened yesterday. Who, he lit a match under his supporters, because they did go down to the Capitol and they stormed the Capitol building. Again, I don't know what they expected to do with storming the Capitol building. I mean, some of them had those handcuffs, those drawstring handcuffs. I'm like, what are y'all gonna do to these people? Are y'all gonna hold them hostage? Like, I didn't understand what they expected to do. Like, I know in the Republican National Committee and I think in the Democrat National Committee, they had bombs. They found some bombs that were planted. Like, and then, people got inside of Nancy Pelosi. A man got inside of Nancy Pelosi's office. What else happened? They were stealing shit from the Capitol. One man took the podium. Someone hung a noose. I don't understand. And then his people want to say, oh, those are those are just patriots, fighting for the Constitution. You're not fighting for the Constitution. You guys are just like that petulant child who can't accept the fact that he lost. And then they want to equate what happened at the Capitol to Black Lives Matter. That has no comparison whatsoever. You guys can't accept the fact that your guy lost. Black Lives Matter is people protesting for our rights as humans, our fighting for our rights, our lives. Doesn't compare at all. It does not compare. Like, and I kept getting upset all day because they kept referring to the people as protesters, as rioters, whatever. No, call them what they really are. They are domestic terrorists. They're terrorists, number one. They're thugs. Call them what they actually are. They are not protesters. They are not patriots. And I know 3 people have died from medical issues. I don't know what that means. And one woman got shot and killed. And she served I think she served in the army or something like that, or I don't know. She got shot and killed, and they showed I saw the video on Ball Alert today of her getting shot. And I don't wish death on anybody, but I don't feel any empathy or sympathy for her because she put herself in that position. You lost your life for a person who couldn't give a fuck about you. And then Joe Biden had to go on television and beg and plead with who to stop this shit. And then he posts that video on Twitter. I know you're mad. We lost the election. The election was stolen. And it's just, ugh. I'm gonna pause right here, you guys, because I'm getting frustrated. So I'm just gonna pause and we'll come right back. All right, you guys, I'm back. So I was talking about, who getting on camera. The election was stolen from us. I get that you're mad. We love you. Go home. Stuff like that. Like, sit your... Oh, that man just drives me crazy. Now, I know people are talking about the fact of implementing the 25th Amendment, impeaching him. The thing that I will say is we have less than 2 weeks now. Can it get worse? Absolutely. Will it get worse? More than likely. I know Facebook and Instagram have banned him. He's suspended for 12 hours on Twitter. I wish Twitter would just deactivate his shit. Like, I haven't understood that for the last 4 years. He's able to say whatever the hell he wants, and y'all don't do shit. Like, he says and does some of the most outlandish things. This man is deranged. This man is unhinged. There's something wrong with him. Like, literally, there's something wrong with him. I don't get it. And here's another issue that I had with yesterday. So people, they knew about this. His people were begging him to call in the National Guard. He wouldn't call in the National Guard. From what I heard, I think Mike Pence is the one that called in the National Guard. But this all happened at their time. It was 2 o'clock. They didn't get people out of there until about 5. It was almost time for the curfew, which was at 6 o'clock. And then they have arrested people, 52 people, but that was in conjunction with people not adhering to curfew. And Tamika Mallory said it perfectly on her Twitter. She said, "Black people," and I'm paraphrasing, "stand back and stand by. This is not our fight. Let the white people see what we've been trying to tell them for so long, that this is what there are 2 Americas. Your America, our America," because it makes no sense. Because the thing that bothered me was the police. You could see the police letting some of the people into the Capitol. You could see, I will say the police were outnumbered, but you could see the police letting certain people in. There's this one video of this old broad that the police were escorting down the steps. I'm like, how you escorting her down the steps? And her and her band of cronies just broke into this place. And you got these senators and, you got these people hiding for their lives. I don't get it. So, yeah. And then you had the cops taking selfies with people, which really pissed me off. Because like I was saying about Black Lives Matter, like I was saying, Black Lives Matter. We fight for our lives. That's what we fight for. But then we get labeled as terrorists, Antifa, whatever the fuck that is. They label us as that. But these people, they charged the Capitol building. Nothing happened. But when Black Lives Matter was down near in the summer, you had militia style people there ready to, they were getting shot with rubber bullets, tear gas. But these assholes, not a damn thing happened to them. It's unsettling to me. It is unsettling to me. Oh, and there is one thing that I do want to say, because I meant to say this back when I was talking about, the Georgia election, but I got into this stuff. I do want to say, I want to give a big shout out to Stacey Abrams. That woman is a true class act. Stacey Abrams did not win her election in 2018, but did she go off into a corner and pout and say, "Oh, I lost the election, it must be rigged"? No, Stacey Abrams didn't do that. Stacey Abrams picked herself up. She acknowledged that Kemp won the election, although I still don't think he won that election, but that's neither here nor there. But Stacey Abrams picked herself up, dusted herself off, acknowledged Kemp as the governor of Georgia. And what did Stacey Abrams do? Stacey Abrams, she got out there. She got the word out about the election. She made sure that people were registered to vote. She made sure that people knew where to go and vote. She made sure that people knew about their right to vote. Stacey Abrams was a true class act. There's nothing else I can say about that woman. She is, she might not be the governor, but she is a queen in her own right. So I have to give kudos to Stacey Abrams. So let's give her a round of applause. Congratulations to Stacey Abrams. Congratulations to Georgia, Raphael Warnock, and John Ossoff. Let's move on from this shit and let's just talk about some light stuff. Some of it might not be so light, but let's just move on, you guys. All right, you guys. So the next thing I want to talk about is going to be Dr. Dre. So I was scrolling through Instagram. I don't remember what day it was. And I noticed, I'm like, whoa, they said that Dr. Dre was in the hospital. He had a brain aneurysm. And I was like, oh my God, like, that's serious. Because I actually have a cousin that passed away a few years ago. He had a brain aneurysm. And my mom actually passed away because she had an aortic aneurysm. And I'm glad that they, were able to take care of it, because could have killed him. So, where was he at? He was hospitalized in Los Angeles. Oh, it was Monday. He suffered a brain aneurysm. So on Tuesday, it was reported that he was in stable condition at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. Now, according to a source familiar with the situation, they say Dr. Dre underwent several tests Tuesday, as it was not immediately known what caused the condition. The source said, wow, that is crazy. And in a Tuesday night statement to Page 6, Dr. Dre said he's doing great and getting excellent care from his medical team. Wow. I'm really glad that they caught that. Because like I said, like I just said, I have a cousin. My cousin passed away from it, having a brain aneurysm. I actually had a cousin a few years ago when I was like about 10 years or so ago, maybe 15. She had a brain aneurysm, but they caught it in time. And, she's still here. Wow, a brain aneurysm. Prayers go up to Dr. Dre, his family, everyone who loves him, because a brain aneurysm, I will repeat that one more time. A brain aneurysm is very serious. We're lucky that he's still here, but the fact that they don't know what caused it, it's kind of scary. It's kind of scary that they don't know what caused his brain aneurysm. But yeah, I'm going to send up, well wishes for him. I hope that he, has a healthy and happy, speedy recovery. And, once again, he and his family are definitely going to be in my prayers. So let's move on, you guys. All right, you guys, let's talk about some divorce news. So there are two couples that we know for a fact this week. I think the other one came out last week, but I wasn't on this channel doing a video. So it has been revealed that Tyrese and his wife are getting divorced. How long have they been together? They've been together for a while now. You know, I even said it in my last video that I did when Tyrese was talking about the fact that he's been able to keep COVID off because he sleeps in 90-degree heat. And I said it then, I'm like, how is that woman able to sleep with his musty ass at night? I'm not being shady or funny, but I'm just wondering. I mean, there's something really off about Tyrese for the last few years. Hell, she was with him when he was crying about his. I mean, I ain't gonna joke about that, him crying about seeing his daughter, but the memes were funny. But yeah, I mean, I wish nothing but, you know, I wish them an amicable divorce. I hope it doesn't get ugly. I hope it is peaceful. But yeah. So then let's move over to the next couple. Now this one, I'm seeing so much stuff about this one. So it's come out that Kim and Kanye are getting a divorce. But there are so many stories that I keep seeing about Kim and Kanye. So I don't know what's what with these two. Because I saw one story that said that Kanye was having an affair with Jeffree Star. God, I hope not. I hope not. Because Jeffree Star is just to me. Like, I don't even know how that basketball player allowed himself to get wrapped up with Jeffree Star. The man is racist. Guys, somebody, you know, I was scrolling through my YouTube one day, and somehow they suggested Jeffree Star to me. I'm like, out of all the people, how did you suggest Jeffree Star? I've never searched for Jeffree Star. I don't look at makeup tutorials. How did y'all suggest Jeffree Star to me, of all people? I was confused by that. So that's one thing. And I know Jeffree Star, he posted on social media that he's ready for Sunday service. I don't know what that meant. Who cares? But then there's another story that is saying that, you know, Kim and Kanye had a big fight in December, and the big fight was in air quotes, was in quotations. I don't know what that means, but that's one thing that they're saying, that they had a big fight in December, which led to this. I know that they said they haven't been living together for a while. And then there's another story that is saying that, you know, Kanye is tired of the family. That one, I can actually believe that, because I would be tired of that family too. I would really be tired of that family. But I mean, he's been in that family for a while now, because after she divorced Chris Humphries, they got married not too long after that. And that's been that my mom was still alive when that happened. Yeah, my mom was still here. I think my grandmother was even still here when that happened. Yeah. Either my grandmother had just passed or she was still here. Because my grandmother's been gone for 8 years now. But I mean, you know, they have their kids. If they are getting a divorce, I wish nothing but, you know, with them, I hope the same thing that, like I said, for Tyrese and for his wife, I hope that with this divorce, because they said she's also got a divorce attorney to the stars. With this divorce, I hope Kanye can, you know, he's not sane, but I pray for his sanity. I really do. I pray for the kids. I pray for Kim, and I pray for Kanye. Like, I really hope that this divorce does not get ugly. I hope that for everybody involved, it's just peaceful, amicable. Because, like I say, more so specifically, I worry for his mental health. That is the one thing that I do worry about. I worry about Kanye's mental health. Because I hope that God, it's going to get ugly. It is going to get ugly. I don't think there's any way around that divorce will be ugly. And I think Kim will try to make it. I think she will try to stay peaceful, but I just don't see it being there. I just don't see it. But I wish nothing but the best for both of them and the kids. But with that, let's move on, you guys. All right, you guys, and then the last thing that I want to talk about, I was so saddened when I got on Instagram the other day and I saw that best-selling author of my time, like when I was a kid, I remember the books of Eric Jerome Dickey. I was like, when I saw it, I'm like, what? He passed away? Really sad, because I mean, like I said, when I was in, I think I first got introduced to Eric Jerome Dickey when I was in middle school. And mind you, middle school, I am between the ages when I was, so, now I never read, yes I did, I read some of the books. Middle school, I was sixth to eighth grade. And I started middle school in 2000, so I was 11 years old when I started middle school. And I finished in, yeah. So between 11 to 12 years old, reading, Eric Jerome Dickey's books. So it's a huge blow to the literary world. He was 89 years. No, he was not 89. He was 59 years old, and it was said that he passed away, to cancer. So, fuck cancer, man. Really, fuck cancer. I don't know if he had any kids. I didn't research that, but I know he leaves fans around the world to mourn his loss. So rest in peace to Eric Jerome Dickey. And then the last thing that I want to talk about before I end this video is the verses happening this Saturday with Ashanti and Keisha Cole. Let me know in the comment section about that one, because I have been looking forward to seeing that verses. And that's it, you guys. It wasn't a lot for me to talk about besides the shit that happened in the world yesterday. I hope that you guys stay safe out there. I hope you guys wear your mask, socially distance, and we'll get through this all together, you guys. We will get through this together. Like I said to one of who's supporters, they were talking about it's only going to get worse with Biden in office. I don't think anything can get worse than what we currently have had for the last 4 years. And like I told his supporter, I survived that. I'll be able to survive. If Joe Biden is worse, I'll survive. I'm good. Talking about, we're giving up our rights. I'm not giving up no rights. Y'all keep saying it's going to be a communist country, whatever. Fuck out of here. But as always, you guys, remember, like this video, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification button, you guys. And also do me a solid favor, you guys. Click down in the description bar of this video and go over to my planner channel and subscribe, you guys. And subscribe to my, subscribe to that. Follow me on Instagram. The planner channel on Instagram is in the description bar below. It's Jeromeplanit. My regular one is Jbsayzwhat, and my Twitter is Jbsayzwhat1. But all that information is in the bottom bar below, guys. And until the next video, you guys, I will see you guys later. I was about to say, you guys, I'll see you for Growing Up Hip Hop, but this video will be up on Friday morning. But I'll see you guys later. Actually, this video will be up on Friday, so I'll see you guys for Life After Lockup. Bye, guys.